I sat up slowly, rubbing tenderly at my head. Fi, who had been sitting in front of one of the monitors, stood up and walked over as soon as she heard me move.
You okay?
I guess so. I don't think that we're gonna have that much time left. I mean, we reached this far. We need to look at the camera recordings a bit more. Her voice sounded normal again, and she wasn't moving strangely either. Whatever had been happening seemed to have stopped. I let out a quiet sigh of relief. Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's good. You really looked like you'd lost it for a minute there.
Well, I seem to have found it again. This is the security office. Maybe they got lost and found?
Your sanity's pretty easy to miss. I'm surprised anyone found it, let alone turned it in.
Yeah.
Well, looks like I don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. I think I must just be getting tired. Kind of surprised it didn't catch up to me sooner.
I hope that's all it is. You haven't caught a disease or something, have you?
For just a moment I thought of Radical 6. But I didn't want to worry Fi if I didn't have to. I had to stay quiet about it.
Well, you're looking a lot better, so I can stop worrying, right?
What are you, my mom?
Fine. No more check-ins. Anyway, I figured something out while you were resting. Come have a look at this.
Okay, now let's continue, come on. Let's find some juicy stuff around here. What is it?
Footage from room 2 in the crew quarters. The room where we found Alice and Luna. I dug it out of G-OLM's cache.
When was this recorded?
You'll see in a minute.
Okay, on the right. That looks like some sort of time code.
Can you figure it out?
Nope. It's just a bunch of numbers. I cannot make heads or tails of it.
Yeah. The central server seems to be using its own time system. Files appear to be named based on that system. They might as well be random to you and me, which made it pretty hard to find this gem.
Oh? Oh, it's K.
Yeah.
He looks at his bracelet here. Probably checking how much time is left.
I'll just pause that and magnify it.
21 minutes. Hot damn! That is some good resolution there. And, well, I guess so. This is right before he met us in the warehouse and told us about Luna's death. So that means this footage is from 21 minutes before the primary doors open, right?
Exactly.
And that would have been the white doors in this case, right?
Yes. After Kay leaves this room, it's about 2 minutes before he comes back with you and me.
There were 20 minutes on the clock when we met up with him, right? So that means what we're seeing here is K, 1 minute before he saw us.
Right.
That means this is right after he tried to resuscitate Luna.
Yeah, if you believe him. The footage here doesn't show any of that.
Are there any other angles?
I looked around, but I couldn't find one. The only stuff left is shot from this position. Even so, I think we've gotten our hands on something important.
You mean that this is a record of what happened right around the time of Luna's death, right?
Exactly. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. I'll move back to the start of this file so we can see it in chronological order. Let's say this is 0 hours, 0 minutes. After all, it's not like we know what time it actually is.
Right.
So, this is the start of our footage.
There's no one here.
Yeah, about a minute goes by before anyone shows up.
Wait. How do you know it's been a minute?
This.
Oh, that's the hourglass we used earlier.
Yeah. If I play it back at normal speed, I can measure time using this hourglass. Then I just add the time from the hourglass, and that's how far in we are.
Huh. So, okay. If it works, it works. Oh. Someone's coming in. Luna! Oh no. I had a feeling. Is that Clover behind her? Yeah, that's Clover.
Yeah. This is 0 hours 1 minute. Right now you and I are talking to Dio in the Floor B warehouse. With the time frame we've established, calculating what we're doing is pretty easy.
What's going on? Are they fighting? No, it's not really a fight. It looks like Clover's just going off on Luna. Jesus! Looking at camera recordings makes me sneeze. Good job, Gollum. Luna's just staying silent and listening to her.
Yeah.
Can we hear them? Is there an audio track?
Want to listen to it?
What the hell is this?
Don't know. The audio data must have been transcoded into something else.
Oh, we won't be able to understand anything in that. Darn. And this is the only camera angle. We could have understood what was going on, like, beyond this camera angle, if we were able to listen to them, but given the fact that we don't, this is the only thing that we have.
Seen enough? I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Alright, go ahead. Huh?
Clover's interrogation goes on for a while, but it's all pretty much the same thing. Now, at 0 hours 10 minutes, things suddenly change.
10 minutes? Hot damn.
Here.
Hey, they're gone. As I watched, Clover moved steadily closer to Luna, who backed away almost as if she were frightened. Clover continued her advance until she disappeared below the bottom edge of the screen. Is there another... now you said this was it. Yeah, we don't have a different camera angle to see this.
Yeah, this is the only one that I found. Shouldn't be too hard to guess what happened after you've seen the next part, though.
Clover left. She looked like she was kind of panicking.
Yeah. This is about 1 minute and 40 seconds after they both left the frame. So 0 hours 11 minutes 40 seconds.
Only Clover left. Luna's still in the room. That means...
Hold on.
God damn it. I sneezed for like a second time there, and now my shoulder is... I'm having like a pain in my shoulder right now for some odd reason. I don't know why. Alright.
Wait until you've seen the whole thing before you start deducing. At 0 hours 12 minutes, another person comes in, just missing her.
Dio. He disappeared too. Down below the bottom of the frame. What's he up to?
I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that whatever it was, he doesn't want us to know about it.
Why?
Remember what he said when you asked him about Quark?
How the fuck would I know? I've been here.
You were saying he was lying. He wasn't in the Floor B warehouse the whole time. He went to the crew quarters after we left him.
Yeah. So what would have been important enough for him to lie about it? We should consider that it might have been something bad.
And whatever it was, it happened during this time?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, now he's left. And it looks like he left in a hurry.
Maybe he heard a noise.
Like what?
The cyan door opening? Now, 10 seconds after Dio leaves, a fourth person shows up. That brings us to 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
It's K. Ah. When he heard K open the cyan door, he panicked. Whatever he was up to, he didn't want K to catch him at it.
And then K disappears too.
Yeah, below the ball in the frame, just like the others.
If K was telling the truth, this is where he begins to try and resuscitate Luna. Anyway, nothing happens for the next 16 minutes. It's just this. So I'll fast forward, alright?
Sure.
Alright, should be around here. One sec. Okay, you should see something you recognize in a minute here.
There's K coming in from the bottom of the frame. And he's checking the time on his bracelet. So we come full circle, huh? So first was Clover, then Dio, and then K. I had a feeling that Clover had something to do with this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Clover killed Luna with the injection gun. It can be that they had a fight, then Luna fell unconscious because of Clover, but didn't actually die. Then Dio came in to kill Luna with a stun gun. Well, not a stun gun, but the injection gun. That, or Luna killed herself for some reason we don't know. She might have had the injection gun herself. Either way, we know that the knife was taken at some point, which can either be Clover or Dio.
Yeah. We're back to 21 minutes before the primary doors open. For our arbitrary time code, that's 0 hours and 29 minutes. 1 minute later, at 0 hours 30 minutes, K heads to the Floor A warehouse.
Once he gets there, he'll tell us about Luna's death.
That's all the footage I wanted to show you. I've looked at it carefully, and I think it has something to tell us.
You mean who killed Luna, right?
Well, I can't say for sure. This footage makes for pretty shaky evidence, but it does suggest a very likely culprit. Who do you think it is?
I ran over the footage in my head. 0 hours 1 minute. Clover and Luna enter the room. For 9 minutes, Clover aggressively questions Luna. 0 hours 10 minutes, they both move out of the frame. 0 hours 11 minutes 40 seconds, Clover exits the room. 0 hours 12 minutes, Dio enters the room. Dio also immediately exits the frame. It seems likely that Dio was up to no good during this period. 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio exits the room. 0 hours 13 minutes and 10 seconds, K enters the room. K also disappears from the camera's field of view. At this point, there are 16 minutes where nothing happens. 0 hours 29 minutes, K enters the frame. He looks at his bracelet. It says 00.21, the remaining time until the primary door is open. There seems to be only one conclusion. The person who killed Luna is... I don't know. I do not want to think that Clover did it. And she was probably thinking the same thing as Alice, that Luna could have been the murderer, and well, she was murdered, so Clover could have had the motive. but nothing is set in stone here. Luna could have been unconscious, and then Dio came in to finish her with the injection gun too. I mean, he is an absolute asshole after all. Kay could have had the same motive as Clover as well, but I doubt he reached this for... I doubt that he reached this far to conclude that Luna killed the old woman. Still, I have to pick someone. Dio.
What makes you so sure?
He was up to something in there.
And you think that something was killing Luna?
Yeah.
It's not a very strong argument.
Who do you think it is?
Right now, the most likely suspect is Clover.
Why? Luna could have still been alive after Clover left the room. Dio and Kay both went into the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too. Yeah, that is what I was thinking as well. I mean, just because Clover is the likely suspect doesn't mean that it was her. Without conclusive evidence, we cannot say that it was her, so either it could have been Dio, the asshole of the group. Until we find the piece of evidence that we need, I'm not gonna conclude that it was Clover. Not to mention that we're talking about the injection gun. I mean, look at the way Clover is dressed. Revealing as she may be, she doesn't have any space for her to hide the injection gun on her. And we didn't see her with an injection gun to begin with. On the other hand, others are more clothed, so they can hide the injection gun really well.
That is true. This footage isn't enough to tell us who the killer is. But if we take one other thing into account, then she starts to look a lot more guilty.
And what is that other thing?
What Dio said to us at the White Doors.
Okay, I was thinking of the motive, but... what did Dio say to us?
Kay wanted us to go into the White Doors, right? You told him you wouldn't leave 3 people behind to die. What did Dio say to you?
Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed.
He would only have said that if he knew that only 2 of us would be going through the door. Do you understand?
I see. So Dio knew that Luna was dead in the first place, because he said those words. Dio knew that we had Luna's bracelet, which would mean he also knew she was dead. Right?
Exactly. If he hadn't known she was dead, he would have said something else. He would have objected the moment Kay suggested we go through the door.
That's impossible. How are they supposed to get through without Luna?
But he said nothing. Almost as if he never expected her to be there in the first place. Now why would he do that? I can think of 2 reasonable explanations. Either Luna was already dead when Dio entered room 2 in the crew quarters, or he killed her himself. If the latter was correct, however, I suspect he would have behaved differently. If Dio had killed Luna, he would have made sure to do something that he thought would cast suspicion off of himself. Most likely, he would have asked about her absence.
True. But then again, maybe he didn't even think that he would be seen as the most suspicious. I mean, crazy as that may sound, given that he's always suspicious, but maybe he didn't think all the way. Either way, I think you do have a point over here. Luna truly died before Kay, so it cannot be that Kay killed Luna. It can either be Dio or Clover. Where's Luna? Sigma 5 won't be able to get through the White Doors without her.
Although it clearly wouldn't provide an ironclad alibi, I imagine he'd think it would make him less suspicious. That's why it's relevant that he said nothing about Luna. Of course, this doesn't mean he's innocent of killing her, but it does make it seem a lot less likely. So, if what I'm saying is correct, what does it mean?
That when Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead.
Exactly. Clover also has a motive.
You mean what Alice noticed?
Yeah. The movement of the AB rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed the old woman. Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else the truth. She probably led Luna to the crew quarters to confront her. Maybe she hoped seeing Alice's corpse would cause Luna to confess. Maybe she knew something we don't. But Clover didn't get what she wanted. Luna didn't confess. Then, during her interrogation, something happened. It's hard to say what. Luna might have said something that set Clover off. Or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to stop. Whatever it was, something happened that drove Clover to murder.
When did Clover get the injection gun?
I would guess after she went through the yellow door. She would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and Kay. That seems the most likely place to find it. Anyway, this is all just a theory, right? We don't have any proof, so keep it quiet, okay?
Alright. My lips are sealed. Granted, I don't have any lips to begin with. Yo! Yeah, I know. Oh, there was one last thing. Was there any other footage that showed anything?
No. Nothing to tell us where Clover, Tenmyouji, and Quark went.
Nothing? No, not even of stuff that happened before the Nonary Game started?
And nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either.
So Zero Senior's identity?
Still unknown.
Still unknown. Okay, well, let's go find Clover. I guess we're not going to know the truth unless we get it straight from the horse's mouth.
I wonder if Clover's even alive.
Probably not. Sadly. She has to be.
I sure hope so.
No one's here.
Yeah.
You would think that Dio would have opened one of the AB rooms until now. Yeah.
Alright, let's start looking.
I mean, we've stayed in the security room like quite a lot, even after we escaped it, after we finished it.
We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator. Got it?
Alright, yeah. Another day in the Nonary Game.
You search rooms 1 and 2. I'll take 3 and 4.
Yeah, got it, Chief. Alice. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just this strange cold shell, and every time you look at it you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good.
Neither here, Chief.
There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same. Nobody in them. Except Callus and Luna. The lead bulb pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and uttered a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong?
Whoa! Hey, fine?
You need to get it together. What are we doing right now?
Looking for the others.
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
Yeah, you're right. I turned and headed for the door at the far end. Alright. To the infirmary right now. Oh god! Clover! Tenmyouji! The first thing I felt was that strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up into my throat. The lead ball turned to ice. My legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave way and collapsed. They were dead. I could feel it the moment I looked at them. I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping. The cold limp feel their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hope I had left. I wrapped a trembling hand around the end of the bed and hauled myself up onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. My heart hammered away at my ribs, and my chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take long, deep breaths. Finally, I opened my eyes.
They were in a blind spot.
What?
The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything in the real-time feed in the security room?
Yeah. I guess the partition was in the way.
Yeah.
They are handcuffed together. And you're saying that G-OLM didn't catch like any of this in the infirmary? I mean, it was before the white chromatic doors opened to begin with, so...
Yeah. Whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere. The chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink.
They would have been trapped here when the doors closed. Why?
Look. See the red marks on their wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off.
So you're saying it wasn't one of them that did this? Well, I doubt that one of them would get themselves killed like this by being handcuffed and getting penalized. Somebody else did it. Either DOK or G-OLM.
Probably not.
There's a cut on Tenmyouji's left hand. It looks like it's probably from a knife or something similar. Must have been deep.
And the blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. I don't see any others, at least. If this was the only one, it doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from this cut.
The penalty. When the primary doors closed, they couldn't get to them. The needles in their bracelets activated ends.
Yeah. You can see the marks on their wrists from where they were injected. The tubocurarine must have killed them.
Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink?
They wouldn't have been able to get through the white doors without Quark. Someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them. They didn't need to tie them up.
But at the same time, whoever did this probably didn't even know where Quark is. Clover and Tenmyouji could have found Quark somewhere, so they handcuffed the two, to be sure. Yeah, you got a point.